Good morning, YouTubers, friends and family. RVDebs here, and it is Thursday, and it is chilly. Yesterday, it was a high of 98 degrees, believe it or not. Today, it is 43, feels like 39 with the wind, and won't get out of the 60s. What a big difference. And I get to wear my new cardigan from Dia & Co. I'm excited. So, yeah, another nice cool day, but we know it's coming. We know summer's coming. Look at that pretty pecan tree all blooming. And these, if you've been watching my channel, they were all dead and they're back to tell you to prepare for the heat of summer coming. But right now it's chilly. Yep. Hey. Birds are chirping. Dogs are having fun. That's their little playground. Gotta go to town today. Gonna go to the town of Haskell. Do a little shopping. Okay. Just thought I would start the morning with a little video. Hi YouTubers, RVDebs here. It's Thursday afternoon, about 1 p.m. Sitting here in my little home. And I know I have a lot of new subscribers, so I thought maybe I would try to do kind of a, just a catch up on why I'm here, who I am, that stuff. Although I've only had 1,000 videos that you could possibly check out if you want to and see what happened in my life that brought me right to where I am now. And I do believe that there really are no mistakes in life. Okay. It'll be 5 years in May that my husband passed away. And he passed away from cancer. It was, what was it called? Forget it. I can't even remember the name of the thing. But it was a cancer that took him fast because he probably had cancer for many years in his body. And then in 2000, I think it was 2010 or 11, he had fallen at work and his arms felt funny and kind of like lost his ability to stand straight. He went to the doctor and he went to a neurologist and wound up with a spine surgery. They opened up the front and the back. And terrible thing about that surgery was it never really healed really good. He just didn't heal. So about 28 days after surgery, the back of his neck, it went from his neck down to between his shoulder blades. The incision opened up, literally opened up. So we had to rush him back to the hospital, and they had to reclose him. And even the doctor didn't know. He'd never seen that happen before. Blah blah blah. But he went through hell, and it finally did heal. But he never really got all of his strength back or his ability. He just always was a little off on balance and stuff. And this was a strong man. He was 6'2". He was a hunk. And big changes in his life. He wound up on disability. And our finances were really crappy. Me and Kathy were doing arts and crafts shows, but we had been doing them since 1991. And this is 2000, I guess you could say this is 2011, maybe, right around there. We were pretty burned out. I think I burned out first. I really started to not even want to do any more craft shows. They're hard. You have to set up a tent. You have to hope the weather is with you, and you hope that the promoter of the show brings the people so that you can sell your beautiful stuff, which we always did very well. But there were times when we lost canopies in a bad storm in the middle of the night, where the show was a flop. It you know, on and on and on. So, yeah. So my husband's name was Mark, and around 2014, it was February, and he woke up and his one leg was swollen, really swollen. So we went to the emergency hospital right near our house, and they took an ultrasound and did some lab work and basically said, no, there's no blood clot, because that's what we thought, but you need to go see your doctor at the VA, because they didn't even say why. But the blood test showed that he was very anemic. But the doctor didn't tell us that. So we went to his VA hospital doctor. Next thing you know, we hear the word, we have to rule out malignancy. That hits you like a ton of bricks. So he wound up staying in the hospital for 2 weeks the first time. And he was poked and prodded and tested. And he had multiple myeloma. That's the name of it. And I looked it up, and it didn't sound good. And it wasn't good. And he went through torture. They tried chemotherapy, and they tried doing all this stuff. Nothing helped. And he was in the hospital another couple weeks, basically sent home with hospice. And he passed away in May, the beginning of May, day before our anniversary. So, you know, we really had a bad year. That was the worst year of my life. Because, you know, you marry someone that you love, and if it's a good marriage, which it was a good marriage, it was a great marriage, a good partnership and friend and a lover, and all of a sudden, you know, your life changes. He's gone. I have to figure out, what am I going to do? I don't want to do craft shows. I'm sick of it. I was just going to start Social Security at 62 at that point. So, Mark and I had talked about selling everything and getting a motorhome and maybe being camp hosts and traveling. And he has family and kids up in Wyoming. And, you know, I have family in New York and California friends. So that was our plan. And I started getting on YouTube and looking up all the RV channels, learning about, you know, travel trailers versus motorhomes versus Class C's, vans, all that stuff. And then in the meanwhile, Mark passes away. So I thought I'd put my home up for sale. I did wait a while. I didn't sell my home until a year later. I was in deep mourning and grief. I went to counseling, private hospice, one-on-one counseling, and then after a few months, she suggested a group therapy, a group spouse loss group, which was a really good thing to do. If you know anyone, or if you're in a time where you've lost someone you love and it's hard for you to just think properly and get on your feet, go to hospice. They have groups that start all the time that meet, and it really helped me. It really gave me more strength, more than I even knew, you know. And I put my house up for sale. It sold. And the day it sold was the day, 1 year to the day that my husband passed away. I mean, like on the anniversary of his first year of dying, I sold the house. I got a check. At that point, I started downsizing, which is a whole other number, and having yard sales and giving stuff to hospice and giving stuff to Goodwill and Salvation Army and giving things away. And I bought a travel trailer. I bought the first travel trailer. It was too small to live in. I wound up selling it and buying the one I'm in now. And I thought, I'm going to travel. I'm going to do what me and Mark wanted to do. And I'm going to see some places. And it's just going to be great. I got to get away from Florida. I really had it. Kathy and Mark had just moved to Knox City, Texas, where I'm at now. I miss my best friend. We were no longer having business together. I was trying to make it on Social Security, which I did get. Thank goodness. I got like, you don't get 100% of your husband's, but I got enough to where it made my Social Security just enough, just enough. Very grateful for that, but it wasn't a lot. And I wound up moving into an RV park. All of this is on video, so I'm not going to go into details about it, but I stayed at the RV park in Florida, in Palm Harbor, Florida, for about, I think it was 3 months, maybe 4 months, and finally felt like I was comfortable in my house, which was all new to me, and I got on the road and tried to leave Florida, which took me a few days. I stopped. I didn't drive more than like 4 or 5 hours, and then I was like tired, and it was really hard for me to feel comfortable with a big old trailer. I wound up going to Alabama, and as soon as I crossed over the Florida line, I saw an RV park sign, and I wound up staying at this RV park for about 9 months. I just was stuck there. I could not get the courage or the feeling to hook my truck back up and go. So the windup was my girlfriend Chris, who lives in the Seattle area. She called me one day and said, I'm going to fly to you. I'm going to help you drive wherever you want to go, but let's get you out of Alabama. So she did. And of course, on our way from Alabama, we stopped here in Texas. And it was so peaceful here. I was like a fish out of water. Had never been to a small town. Not like this, in a small town in Texas, of all places. But Kathy and Mark offered me a place on their land because they have a nice, huge, like, I don't know if this is like 4 lots, but it's pretty big. And I gave it a couple days and thought about it. And Chris said, why not? You got people here that love you. And I do, when I was with Kathy, best friends with Kathy, it's going on 40 years. So I saw her 2 sons grow up, become men, and now they're family men with babies and life here in Texas. They're all here. We're all from Florida, but we all got somehow, that's another story, but we wound up in this little town in Texas, and that's why I'm here. And I must admit that it was surprising because it takes a long time to get anywhere, and it's crazy, but it's beautiful here. It's warm and friendly, and I have a great little spot for my RV. I don't see their house from my RV. Look, I see the park across the street, the lawn. It's pretty nice, I have to admit. And I stayed. They said, stay as long as you want, forever if you want. Now, my plans are, I'd love to do some more traveling. Last year, I did travel a little bit. I went to Kansas City for a Vernon Kelly concert, and I went to Dallas for a Celtic Thunder concert. This year, my friend Craig is supposed to come down here to Florida from New York, and we're supposed to Texas from New York. And we were going to do some traveling. So I don't know when he'll be able to do that. He's had some health issues, and he's, downsizing. He sold his home. He's got a lot of things going on. It just seems like it's taking a long time, but, it's only April. Whenever I'm ready, though, I really do want to travel a little bit. I want to see Santa Fe. I want to see parts of Texas that I've never been to. And that's what's happening. That's what's led me to this point. And my channel has gone along with me. It's like 4 years. And I almost have 5,000 subscribers, which floors me. It makes me so happy. I've grown a lot. especially over the last few months. Matter of fact, the last last 28 days, I've had over 200 new subscribers, almost 300. And I'm grateful. Thank you. That's why I thought I would, tell you guys a little bit more about me. And for those of you who already know, you can either have watched it or not, but it's a good thing to let people know why I'm here. I've had a lot of people ask me about, things. I started my Etsy shop when I lived in Alabama. I started painting. I hadn't been doing any jewelry making because all of my beads, Kathy and I together owned them, and she brought them with her. I didn't really have any with me. I thought when I got here I could take some if I was going to continue on. I was going to go to the West Coast, but anyway, I started painting. I painted almost 100 paintings in 9 months, and I sold every one of them. Yep. Some people think I've had trolls and stuff, but they're like, you're not really talented, and all this stuff. And I think to myself, well, I'm not forcing anybody to buy anything. And I'm not like the best artist in the world or the best painter, but, obviously people like what I do. And I'm grateful. And that's one of the things I was going to say. During the last 4 years, I searched for faith. I had very little faith because if I couldn't see it, I didn't believe in it. But over the last few years, I've come to realize that it's very important. And Kathy's husband, Mark, when he got sick, I prayed my ass off. Excuse my language, but I did. I prayed to God with passion. I was like, please don't take Mark away from Kathy. He is a good man, and he is a wonderful Christian man, and he believes with his whole heart in Jesus and in praying. I used to say, why do you guys pray for everything? You pray for everything. And they would kind of laugh at me, and but now I realize how important prayer is, how important it is to connect with your higher power, whatever it is to you. Whatever your spiritual connection is, work on it and be close, because prayers are answered. And I'm not the type of person that thinks everyone should be Christian or everyone should be, anything. I think you should be what you want to be. That's what I say. God made us have choice. And it's just up to each person to have their own individual relationship with God. I believe there's a God. I believe in it. And I've gotten to learn who Jesus was. I'm Jewish, so growing up, we didn't have Jesus in our life. Matter of fact, it was like almost a dirty word. But it's not a dirty word anymore. I've really kind of made a connection now, and reading the Bible now, and I still believe in a lot of things that other people don't believe. Like, I love my gay friends, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. That's me, you can hate it or not. And some people don't like me. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't do a thing for me. And when I get a hate comment, every now and then I'll get someone that's like, why are you selling your stuff? That's all you want to do is sell your stuff, and you're just a bad person or whatever. And I think to myself, no, I'm grateful that God gave me creativity and the ability to communicate. And I'm using all that I have so that I can survive in this world, so that I can have certain things that I want. And I work hard at what I do. So, those people just get eliminated. They do. They just get blocked and eliminated, because I have so many wonderful, loving people that follow me and are befriended me. And I get to meet people. I've got 5 hookups right behind my house, free, full hookups from the city. In Texas, a lot of little towns have, these places where you can hook up. It's not permanent. You can only stay up to 2 weeks, but it's a pretty nice place to come visit in case anybody wants to. That's it for me today. I am talking for a long time, but I thought this would be a good video to put out and let you know, for those of you that are new, just who I am and why I'm here. And there's lots to learn about me, but again, you can go back and see some of the videos. I write songs. I sing them to you guys too, but not today. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you really soon. Subscribe. I hope you give me a thumbs up. Maybe you could share the video if you feel like you think somebody might enjoy it. And we'll talk again real soon. Peace out.